Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we are currently working on, well, getting elected bureaucrats passed. This is not the law we wanted to change, but the roles didn't go the way we wanted them to, so alas. We do have this secession occurring. We'll see if this ends up being a thing or not. What is the current status on this? This is the Pashtun National Revolt, right? So that is not in here right now. I'm wondering what their activism is militant at this moment. So 10% from national supremacy, 46.43% from radical supporters, 4.56% from the standard of living compared to the average in the country, and 20% from base acceptance level being cultural erasure. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But they're not quite able to get to 100% yet. We'll see what ends up happening with that, but for now, we need to get elected bureaucrats passed so that next election we have a better situation. And maybe we can get some law changes done anyway beyond elected bureaucrats. We will see. So that's going to be very, very interesting for sure. Pashtun National Movement, what are they actually pushing for? They are pluralist, and that means that they want us to go to cultural exclusion. Okay. We can do that, probably. That's probably something that can happen after this, I think. We are illegitimate government 24. So that's problematic. That means that we're not actually progressing our law change right now. This is going to be paused. So we're going to cut taxes for the moment. It's going to be a bit painful, but we're going to do it to boost us up to 34, unacceptable government. There we go. Now we're going to be able to work on our law change more. We can continue to save up some money here, but it's definitely going to be painful. So this law has progressed to voting. That's good. We would really, really love to see this pass right now. That would be absolutely phenomenal for us. Our GDP, not so good right now, and a lot of this is market access here, I think. We're probably going to be recovering market access here. Britain needs to just stop doing things for a while. We can get another company, and that's definitely an interesting opportunity. A defensive pact with India. That's intriguing. Actually. So we have this lobby opportunity here. Is India actually in a position where they can do that, or they will do that? No, they have 131 reasons not to. I'm going to improve relations with them, though. So we're going to do that, and we can establish a new company. So what do we want to do? Well, we have these attainable companies. And are any of these going to get any prosperity? Well, Northern Baluchistan Fabrics would. We can't actually do that, though. We don't have building levels to transfer over to them. So that is understood. We could do the Iranian State Railway. That might actually be really good. So this would be in Persian Hazaristan. So we'd have to build 5 more levels. What about potential companies here? National Iranian Oil Company, huh? We need at least 10 oil rigs in one state to do that. Is that even a thing that we can do right now? In Arabistan is where that would need to be. So yes, we could do that. It'd be something like that. None of these are currently something that we can establish. So that's definitely noted. Okay. So yeah, well, we could establish this. This would be actually 8.6 prosperity or productivity. It wouldn't increase, but for now, we can do something like that. So we can establish Khorasan metals. That's actually okay. And then we can get rid of these. So that looks good for now. What we really need at this moment is to pass elect. That's the thing that we need right now. So we're going to continue to work on that. How is our legitimacy doing? Is that slipping away? It's still at 34? Okay. Yeah, so radicals from political movements are a big deal. I'd kind of like this secession to just happen so that we could crush this, but it's capped at 75. So that's kind of wild. Peace deal proposed. What is this? German Empire versus Persia? We're the war leader? What were they trying to do? Okay. This is weird. Why are we the war leader in this? This is something that the German Empire started here. Britain would accept this. Sure, this would probably be good for our economy. I don't know why we're a co-belligerent here, let alone the war leader. That's insane. Okay. Well then, that's done. So our market access will improve and our GDP will improve too. We were being blockaded by the German Empire there. So that is definitely a bit of a good thing for us. No doubt about that. We are currently at 345k in gold reserves, 352k now. That's excellent. But if we can pass elected bureaucrats here, then in the next election, the aristocrats will be far less powerful. And that will be phenomenal for us. We'll be absolutely delighted by this. There's an electricity shortage in Isfahan. Is this real? No. We just need to subsidize. Okay, so that looks good. That's now done. This just restarted? Okay. That's interesting. I'm not sure why that restarted. So, do we care about the Ulemo's opinion? Actually, kind of. We can afford the bureaucracy here. So, we'll get some interest group approval from the Ulema. They are in government, I believe, at this moment, right? Yes, they are in government right now. So that looks good. The landowners are a bit unhappy about the current law change. This is why we are at 6% here, because the landowners are actually opposing this. So what is the landowner opinion looking like right now? Okay. Noted. This is mostly due to radicalism. That's expected. We absolutely expect that to be a thing. So we might just pass elected bureaucrats here. 38% chance of this. Let's see what happens. And there it is. So we now have hereditary bureaucrats. That's excellent. So now that we have that, what else can we think about changing? Well, we could go down towards... We can't actually go to cultural exclusion because we need to ban slavery first. We could go down to racial segregation. I don't know if that's useful at this moment. I would love to get off of slavery at this point. The current enactment success chance is above 0%. The pro-slavery movement would become militant if we just directly banned it, but we don't have a chance to do this anyway. This is mostly the intelligentsia that'll be happy, but the landowners will be radicalized by this. So we need to have the next election happen first, I think. So what else would we be interested in changing? Well, we could think about going to either professional army or mass conscription, and I feel like mass conscription is probably the better way to go for us. Who opposes this? The landowners. Of course they do. Okay. When's our next election? 21 May 1913. So that's going to be in about a year and a half. Okay. So that's all noted. What else can we do here? Well, we could go off of censorship to right of assembly, but this will make everyone angry. Do we care? Who's even behind this? We have a couple of interest groups, but it's the liberal movement that wants right of assembly. Okay, I think for now, this is not necessarily in our interest to go to right of assembly. What we really want to do is get off of traditionalism, right? We can't do this right now, but can we do a government reorganization at this point? Kind of. This would put us at 28. So that's definitely noted. But that'll allow us to pass some interesting laws. I'm going to confirm that. And now that that's in place, look at what we can change here. We could go off of land-based taxation, but we need to change traditionalism first. So I'm going to say baby steps here. And we go for interventionism or agrarianism. I think interventionism. Baby steps. Everyone supports this or is neutral. No one opposes. So, let's just see if we can just sail right through that one. What's everyone's opinion? Landowners are at -2. Okay, they'll get over that. Rural folk are at -1 right now. They'll not get over that necessarily. They'll get over it eventually. So that's fine. There's a secessionist manifesto here. And the Pashtun political movement here... we could smear them. We do have some authority. So that's noted. We'll do that for now. So the question is, can we pass this before the election? The odds on that, I think, are a little bit low, but we'll see what happens. And if we end up having no acceptability to pass this, then, you know, problems will ensue. So that's understood. But if we can just get off of traditionalism, that alone is so huge. What did we just get done here? We got pneumatic tools done? Okay. Noted. So we could go to the electric arc process, or we could just say, you know what, we're pretty okay on our production right now, and we mostly are. We can go in instead to the society tab here and start going for like egalitarianism here, which would give us access to some new laws. Okay. That's definitely an option. There's also mutual funds down here, and that's not too bad. Minting and loan interest rate would be pretty okay. So let's get going on that for the moment. That looks good. For the moment, we're doing okay financially. I would like to boost up our taxes again, but this is just going to have to do for the time being. So we're at 28 unacceptable government still, but we are able to pass laws. So interventionism, like I said, this is a baby step. We're going to move towards laissez-faire, but first I want to do this just to get off of traditionalism, just so that we can get some form of better taxation going. That's the idea. How are we doing financially? We've got 520k. I'm going to resume construction here, although we're going to be very negative, and that's understood. We got to get off this proportional taxation. Raising concerns, huh? The landowners are upset, and that's okay. We'll address it. So the landowners are now positive in their opinion. The only ones who are negative in their opinion right now is the rural folk. And they're mostly only negative because of the persecuted general, and our general is disrespected. How long until those go away, I wonder? It might say in here. Landowners went back down to 0. Rude. Okay. So that's fine. I just want to check here. We can see that their approval is there a... Where do we see the modifiers? Here we go. 3 years and 3 years. Okay. So at this point, still 28. That looks good. We've got the Free Trade Party and the Patriotic Party in government at this moment. Now, our radicalism is absolutely an issue, and we will get there. The trucial states want us to support their independence. We're not in a position to do that. So that's okay, and we're going to get these gold reserves dealt with soon. So that looks good. We can go for like 3 more weeks. We can get this oil rig built, and then that's kind of it for right now. Because our taxes are lowered, we are definitely going to be constructing less efficiently, but passing the laws is more important. Absolutely. So let's get this oil rig finished up here. And then we can go for like 2 more weeks at this point. Okay. So we can do this week. And then we have to pause. There we go. Rubber has been discovered in a number of locations. That's fine. And the question is, can we get interventionism done here? Traditionalism sucks. It's really, really bad. Absolutely terrible. Interventionism is a lot better. A whole lot better. But we want to move beyond interventionism. The only reason we chose this is because of the sheer amount of support it has. Everyone loves this. I want to move to laissez-faire, but we'll do that after interventionism and perhaps after we change our taxation policy as well. So that'll be fantastic if we can get that actually done. The fact of the matter is, at this point, the landowners are a lot less powerful. We can see, oh, they just dropped down? They're down below the intelligentsia now. We can see their clout is a lot lower. Okay, they're going back and forth. That's fine. So that's all well and good, right? The Ottoman Empire wishes to enter into an alliance with us. I'm going to decline that. They're not very powerful. The Ottoman Empire is number 13. Okay. It's not great. It's not great. It's better than us right now, but we'll get there. We just got to get these law changes done, right? And then we'll be in a very good place, all things considered. But man, we've had some political inertia. But we're cutting through it. At long last, we're making progress. So that's huge. So interventionism is going to have something happen here. We have a 14% chance of debate, 57 of advance, 28 of success. Let's see what happens. Advance. Okay, so this is a 10% enactment success chance or a 5%. We'll take the 10%. Thank you very much. The Ottoman Empire wants a defensive pact. I'm going to decline that as well. I just don't really feel like the Ottoman Empire is who we need at this moment. I would rather have India. Yes, I realize that the Ottoman Empire is technically slightly stronger than India, but I feel like India's in a better position here. Maybe we could do both, though. Maybe. Let's do Ottoman Empire for the time being. And then India here would not do this. They have 212 reasons not to. Mostly because of various things. Number of alliances is a big one. So that's understood. Oil is indeed the future, so we will encourage that trend. Kabul is damaging relations. Hilarious. We can't really do much against them, unfortunately. Request market control would be funny. That's for sure. But yeah, there's not a lot we can do against them at this moment. So that seems absolutely fine. And we'll see what happens as we continue to work on interventionism. I want to check in. Ooh, 29. Okay, so that's moved up a little bit. That's good. We are happy about that. So at this point, we've got 186k in gold reserves. If this goes up over... If this goes up over 35, if it goes to 36, then we can crank our taxes again. We will see if that is a thing that we want to do. But that is definitely a potential option. How are we doing right now with our government wages? Okay, those are sacked. We should sack our military wages here as well for the moment. We're not expecting to use our military. So that'll save us a little bit of money. That's good. And I would love to crank the taxes here, but we just can't afford the legitimacy hit. So for the time being, that's not going to be a thing. So interventionism is going to continue to be worked on here. And we cannot pull the brakes on the engines of progress. Indeed. A cause without a rebel. Okay, so this guy is leaving. That's fine. He can do that. I'm not too concerned about it right now. We've pretty much got what we need as far as political movements go. So I don't feel like we need a dissident at this exact moment. We're up to 265k gold reserves. That's looking good. Clouds on the horizon, huh? The anti-Russian League. They're right to be wary of the Russian threat, for sure. Okay, so that looks good. We are allied with the Ottomans at this point. So that's wonderful. The real question, though, is can we get interventionism passed and finally exit traditionalism? That would be so huge. So huge. I would be absolutely delighted were that the case. Checking in on our literacy here, we can see we're getting close to that innovation cap. So that is absolutely understood. Okay, the Pashtun national movement is thinking about seceding again. We'll see if they actually want to this time. I wouldn't mind passing cultural exclusion, to be sure, but we can't do that at this moment because we have to ban slavery first. And nobody really wants to actually do that, although there's a possibility that we might be able to pull it off with this setup. The landowners would be upset, but we'll see after the election. How's that going anyway? The Moderate Socialist Party is holding 47.8% of the vote right now. That's not ideal. Okay. So that's definitely not great. I mean, it's because we're on landed voting, right? So that's absolutely not surprising that the landowners are dominating the landed voting. I suppose we shouldn't be surprised about this. We have an electricity shortage in Bampur, so we're going to go ahead and subsidize that. That'll be okay. And some market access issues. That's all very normal. This is not to do with infrastructure. This is just to do with access. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Momentum being added to the intelligentsia. His ideology is moderate. So I'm going to add the momentum to the intelligentsia party. If that pulls from the Moderate Socialist Party, that would be great for us. But to be honest, a coalition of the Patriotic Party, Free Trade Party, Agrarian Party, and Society for Progress Party would be able to outweigh the Moderate Socialist Party. So that might be something that we can actually utilize. This secession restarts. Hilarious. We progressed up to study on interventionism, so that's great. How are we doing financially? Okay, we should definitely resume construction here. There we go. So we'll get going on that. And if we pass interventionism, which should happen unless something crazy occurs in this election, it should be an okay thing. In theory. We should be able to pass interventionism, so we'll see. Oil rig and FARS has 1 week left on it. We'll get that finished up. There we go. And we're definitely happy to build more of these oil rigs, right? That's definitely a thing that is very delightful. But we gotta get off of traditionalism and get better taxation laws so that we can construct. That's the important thing here. We've been working on it, but there's been so many roadblocks. So many. But the good news is, I think we've blown through nearly all of them. There's very few roadblocks remaining. So that's beautiful. Interventionism is still going to take a while to pass. There's no doubt about that. And the Pashtuni are currently requesting that we translate some official documents into their language. That seems fine. We'll take the loyalists. Done. Partisan papers, huh? More momentum for the Society for Progress. Great. How's this going? Okay, Great Britain is enforcing military access. I don't really care. So the moderate socialists have dropped down to 46.9% of the vote. That's understood. Most of that's due to landed voting, right? But we have dropped it a little bit. Okay, so that's absolutely wonderful that that's progressing like this. The Ottoman Empire is looking to add military assistance to us. We accept. Okay. So everything is looking good right now. We just need to pass interventionism. The question is, will this election significantly change our current legitimacy? We're at a 31 unacceptable government right now. So this is ticking upward slowly. That's looking good. We are going to run out of money for a construction relatively soon, so that's understood. What is our current interest rate? 26.2. Hilarious. Okay, so that is absolutely fine. So we're 10 days away from this election. Let's see what happens with this election. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here's the election results. Okay, so we have a new president, and this was pretty much what we expected. Let's check in here. Unacceptable 33. I'm going to remain here. We can do a free government reform within the next 6 months. So we're probably not going to use that free government reform, but let's see what this would look like. No, we're not going to use it at this time. Okay, we're going to leave the government where it's at, and that will be absolutely fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to pass interventionism. This is happening, 100%. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Andy McGard, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.